Students, today we are going to learn the second problem in relation to statement of affairs in liquidation. Look at the board. The following information is extracted from the books of Unlucky Limited on 31st July 1983, on which date a winding up order was made. Here, the balance sheet date and winding up date both are same. Unsecured creditor, salary due for 5 months. So salary payable for 5 months, of which 4 month salary considered to be preferential creditor, 1 month salary considered to be unsecured creditor. Bills payable, debtor good, doubtful, bad. Bills receivable, good rupees 1000, book value 1600. Bank overdraft, land estimated to produce 50,000, its book value 36,000. Stock estimated to produce 58,000, its book value 82,000. Furniture, cash in hand, estimated liability for bill discounted, it is unsecured creditor. Then secured creditor holding first mortgage on land. So there is a charge created on land. First charge created on land, it's worth 40,000. Then partly secured creditor holding second charge on land. So there are two charge created on one land. So the land estimated to produce 50,000. So total secured creditor worth 60,000. When we prepare list B, we'll pay 50,000. Total secured creditor 60,000. At the time of preparing list B, we'll pay 50,000 to secured creditor. Balance 10,000 deficiency. It will be ranking as unsecured creditor. Okay. Weekly wages unpaid, it is preferential creditor. Liability under Workman Compensation Act, preferential creditor. Income tax due, also preferential creditor. 5,000, 9% mortgage debenture of rupees 10 each. Interest payable on 30th June and 31st December of every year. Interest paid up to 30th June 1983. We are going to wind the firm on 31st July 1983. So we paid interest up to 30th June. So 30th June to 31st July, 1 month interest we should pay to the debenture holder at the time of settling the debenture holder. Okay, next share capital, 2,000 10% preference shares of 10 each, 5,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. General reserve since 31st December 1979. Prepare statement of affairs in liquidation. Yes, now I drawn the format statement of affairs of Unlucky Limited as on 31st July 1983. First we will start with the assets. Assets. The first list is assets are not specifically pledged. Assets are not specifically pledged. It is coming under list A. So we will take all assets which are not secured. Unsecured creditor will not come, salary due will not come, bills payable will not come, debtor will come. Debtor good, how much? 43,000. Then in doubtful will take the estimated to produce value 6,200. So total 49,200. Students, debtor concern will take good. In doubtful will take estimate to produce, bad we will not consider. Then we will move to bills receivable. As far as bills receivable concern, will take good, that is estimated to produce. Then bank overdraft not required. Land, because on land we created fixed charge, we will consider it in the list B. Then we will take stock estimated to produce how much? 58,000. Then furniture 8,000. Furniture 8,000. Then cash in hand. Value 400. We are taking assets are not specifically pledged. Estimated liability, secured creditor, partly secured creditor, weekly wages, liability under workman compensation, income tax, debenture, preference share capital, equity share capital, reserve will not come under list A. We will total this. 49,200 plus 1,000 plus 58,000 plus 8,000 plus 400. So the total value of assets not specifically pledged, 1,16,600. 1,16,600. Then we'll take assets are specifically pledged. Here we'll write list B. Here we have 4 columns. First one, value of securities. Value of security. B, payable to, due to secured creditor. Due to secured creditor. C, deficiency ranking as unsecured creditor. Then at last one is surplus. Then here fixed charge created on land estimated to produce 50,000. The total secured creditor 60,000, of which we will pay total value of the secured creditor 60,000, of which at the time of preparing list B we will pay 10,000. The total secured creditor 60,000. Now we will pay 50,000. The balance 10,000 considered as deficiency. It should be ranked as unsecured creditor. Then we'll total this 1,16,600. This we called total assets. Total assets available for preferential creditor, debenture holder and unsecured creditor. Then we'll create gross summary of asset. Here we'll take pledged assets total value. Pledged assets, we pledged land its value 50,000. Then assets are not specifically pledged, total value. Other assets total value 1,16,600. Total 1,66,600. This we consider as gross summary of assets. Then we'll move to the liability side. Liabilities. Left hand side we will write gross. First we will make payment to the secured creditor, list B. The secured creditor we paid how much? 50,000 included in gross liability, not in the net liability. So the balance available is 1,16,600. This we called total assets. Available for preferential creditor, debenture holder having floating charge and unsecured creditor. Then we will make payment to the preferential creditor, list C. I said salary due for 5 months, total value 2,000. So salary due for 5 months, of which 4 months considered as preferential creditor, the balance 1 month considered as unsecured creditor. Then bills payable will not come, debtor will not come, bills receivable will not come, bank order will not come, then estimate liability for bill discounted will not come. Weekly wages unpaid, also considered as preferential creditor, value 600. Next, liability under workman compensation. Liability under Workmen Compensation Act. Liability under Workmen Compensation Act, rupees 200 considered as preferential creditor. Then income tax due also considered as preferential creditor, value 800. So now we will total this preferential creditor value 1,600 plus 600 plus 200 plus 800. The total value of preferential creditor should be included in gross liability, as well as it should be deducted from total available assets, minus 1,16,600. So the balance of asset available for debenture holder and for unsecured creditor is 1,13,400. This we called balance of assets available for debenture holder and unsecured creditor. Then we should make payment to the debenture holder having floating charge. Debenture holder having floating charge. Here mortgage is given. Which charge? Specific charge or floating charge is not given. So we should consider that one as floating charge. Value 50,000. We settled on 31st July 1983. We paid interest up to 30th June. So we supposed to pay 1 month interest along with the debenture holder. So debenture interest outstanding for 1 month. So 50,000, 9%, 1 month interest, 375. So total amount payable to debenture holder is 50,375, which is included in gross liability. Then we have to deduct. So 1,13,400 minus 50,375. So the balance of asset available 63,025. This we called balance of assets available for unsecured creditors. Then we'll make payment to the unsecured creditor. So debenture holder are coming under list D. Then we'll make payment to the unsecured creditor coming under list E. So unsecured creditor already given 38,000. Then salary due for 1 month rupees 400. Then bills payable value 10,600. Then bank overdraft 4,000. Then estimated liability for bill discounted. Estimated liability for bills discounted value 6,000. Then deficiency on secured creditor. How much? 10,000. That is also considered as unsecured creditor. So now we'll total the total unsecured creditor. 38,000 plus 400 plus 10,600 plus 4,000 plus 6,000 plus 10,000. So total value of unsecured creditor 69,000 included in gross liability. Then we'll total the gross liability plus 50,375 plus 3,200 plus 50,000. So gross liability 1,72,575. Then we should deduct from total available assets. So the unsecured creditor value more than the available assets. So we can write a deficiency as regards unsecured creditor, because we are getting answer in the negative. 69,000 minus 63,025. So 5,975. Then we'll make payment to preference shareholder. List F. Value preference shareholder value how much? 20,000. Then we'll make payment to the equity shareholder. List E. Value 50,000. So all our payments, so we'll get a negative value that we called totally 75,975, considered as deficiency as regards contributory. Deficiency as regards contributories. Students, we completed second problem in relation to statement of affairs in liquidation. In next class we will solve different problem. Till then, bye and thank you.